Hello! Today we are going to talk about dividing fractions. So, the first thing we have to talk about is this vocabulary word called a reciprocal. Okay, so look at this image up here with me. A fraction is something that has a top and a bottom, like 2/3. A reciprocal is when you take that fraction and you flip it upside down. It is 3/2. So, whenever you want to find a reciprocal, you take the number they give you and you flip it upside down. So if you have 5/8, the reciprocal becomes 8/5. We flipped it upside down. If you have 1/4, the reciprocal becomes 4/1 because you flipped it upside down. Now, newsflash, 4/1 is the same as 4 wholes. So the reciprocal of 1/4 is also just 4 wholes. Oh no, I'm specifying the reciprocal of 6. Well, that's easy peasy because you can turn any whole number into a fraction by putting it over 1. Now that I have a fraction, I can flip it upside down. The reciprocal of 6/1 becomes 1/6. So that is how we find the reciprocal. Now, why are we finding the reciprocal of these fractions? Because we are going to need to use the reciprocal to divide fractions. All right. So let's look at some examples. When you divide fractions, we have a handy dandy saying that we use called KCF, not to be confused with Kentucky Fried Chicken. KCF stands for keep, change, flip. So in math, you are not allowed to divide fractions. What you have to do is you have to keep the first fraction just like it was. You have to change the operation to multiplication, and then you have to flip the second fraction. Well, this is a whole number, so really it's 2/1. When I flip that, I get 1/2. So to say that again, you are not allowed to divide fractions. You have to keep, change, flip. Now it's a multiplication problem, and I know what to do. I multiply straight across. 2 times 1 is 2. 5 times 2 is 10. I'm going to do a little self-check. Is this simplified? Nope, because they're both even. So I know 2 goes into the top and 2 goes into the bottom. So I'm going to simplify real quick, and my answer is 1/5. So that is called the quotient because it's the answer to a division problem. So let's do the next one. This is a division problem. Oh no, I can't divide fractions. I have to keep. So I'm going to keep my 6. I'm going to change to multiplication, and I am going to flip this fraction to its reciprocal. Now my rule says multiply straight across. Well, let's put that over a 1 so that I can go straight across. 6 times 3 is 18. 1 times 2 is 9. So 18 divided by 9 is a whopping 2. So I get 2 wholes. 2 wholes. You can also have 2/1. Either one of those is fine. One more example to make sure we really have this skill. So I have division. I am not allowed to divide fractions, so I have to use keep, change, flip. I am going to keep the 9. I am going to change this to multiplication, and I am going to flip this upside down. Alrighty, now that it's multiplication, I'm gonna go straight across. Uh-oh, it needs a bottom, put it over 1. Now I can go straight across. 9 times 5 is 45. 1 times 3 is 3. When I look at this, it's top heavy. The top number is bigger than the bottom. That tells me it's a mixed number, so let me do some long division real quick. 3 goes into 4. What's 3 times 1 is 3. Subtract a mundo, I get a 1. Bring this down. How many times can 3 go into 15? It goes into 5 times, and I have a remainder of 0. So this actually equals 15 wholes. You can put a 1 under it, but you don't have to. So what we learned about is we learned how to divide fractions. I almost said multiply. We learned how to divide fractions by using the reciprocal. Okay, so when you divide fractions, you keep the first number, change it to multiplication, and then you flip the last number to the reciprocal. And that is that.